Yeah.
This is through Zoom, right?
Yes.
Facebook, I love it.
It's awesome. You have to do a webinar though.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. I can't see anything. The internet's very slow. I believe we could be live, but I can't see anything on Facebook. So just give me a minute, everybody. If anyone's listening, I will go onto my phone to check it out and see if we are indeed live. I've got some hearts, so that means we are, Damien. Just because I can't see it doesn't mean anything. So hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Michelle Newton here, the Aussie Angel Lady, with your Angel Power Hour. And this week I have the pleasure of introducing to you Damien Munro. So welcome, Damien.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to be here, actually. It's such an amazing day for us to get together and talk about negative thoughts, I thought.
It's absolutely the most perfect day to do this, Damien, and I wish I could see you on my PC, but I can't. So we have to do what angels do and wing things, wing it. So today's been an amazing energy, and Damien and I have just had a little chat about that. It's actually a very, very powerful, I don't really normally talk energies, but it is a super blue blood moon and total lunar eclipse tonight. And here in Australia, about 10:48 p.m, we're going to start seeing that happen, and it will go over a couple of hours, I believe. We haven't seen this for 35 years in Australia, but in some countries in the world, it's over 100 years. So it's actually amazing energy. It's very, very powerful. And I don't have my VA here so that I can see the comments, which is a bit of actually probably a problem. So I'm just going to go onto my phone and I will. So just give me a minute, everybody, if anyone's listening. I'll turn that down. I can use two devices at once because I'm a woman, Damien.
You're better than I am. You're better than I am.
So tonight the energy is very, very powerful. It's all about new beginnings, and it's such a strong cosmic energy that it actually is downloading new frequencies to us, which is a little bit, woo-woo, but it is true. And it's a way, if these energies are actually going to sort of give us a lot of insight into ourselves and assist us to understand ourselves better and have more self-awareness. And it really brings about really big changes and awakenings. So it is perfect night to have Damien Munro, who is Australia's leading Heal Your Life coach and workshop facilitator, which of course is Louise Hay's work, Damien.
It certainly is. And, when you say it like that, it just sounds really crazy to think that, that's the title that I have now, because so many years ago, I myself was battling with the feelings of anxiety and feelings of depression, and I was really in a dark, dark, dark state. And it's not until we remove the negative thinking that the only thing that's left is the positive. And it's almost a little bit like a cup, you've got to empty the cup before you can put the good stuff in.
Yeah.
And, I haven't met anyone who ultimately doesn't just want to be truly happy.
Absolutely. And we're a bit like onions, aren't we, Damien? We just have to keep taking layer after layer. I hear people saying, but I've done so much work.
Oh, no. Yeah. And
how's it going for you?
And how much more do I have to go, And
well, I think that about myself sometimes. Oh, God.
Have I worked on this? Shouldn't I be done? But that's the really good thing about our personal growth. How do we know we've really, really finished until it's no longer an issue? And then it comes back around one more last time just to make sure we've really done the work. And it's when it comes around that last time that, and we don't have that emotional reaction or that so-called negative emotional response that we know we're done.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, Damien, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Because I'm sure people are going to want to know this. But what was it like to meet Louise Hay?
So I initially met Louise when I was 21, and it was the most overwhelming experience that I've had in my entire life. To meet somebody who is just so full of love that it's palpable in a room is phenomenal. It fills you up completely, and because there's nothing else there. It's almost like it's the only thing that exists in that room is that love. And so when you're in the presence of somebody like Louise, and that's what they've practiced for so long, it automatically transfers across to you.
Yeah.
And so you start to feel that love, that happiness, that vibration, and it's that ripple effect that goes out, and it extends beyond you onto everything that you want to do. And even just thinking about it now brings back those same feelings and those same emotions of anything is possible when you let go of those negative thoughts that are there and you just think the positive thoughts that build you up rather than beat you up.
Yeah. And I remember the first time I found her book, which was many, many moons ago, probably, oh, well, you know what? It wasn't that long ago. It was probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit before that. When I really needed, I got to 40 and I'd had a big gig, and then I just fell in a screaming heap. And I actually needed to do things for myself. And that's when I actually I started to read. I read anything and everything that I could get my hands on that was spiritual to find answers for myself.
It's almost like you become hungry for it and you just want that next bit of information because it's going to make you feel better.
Yeah, exactly. And, of course, one thing led to another, and I ended up doing Doreen's course and went on my way what I was really meant to do. And, but I've still got her book. It is just the most beautiful, beautiful book. I don't know whether you've got it there, Damien, to show people, but it's just an absolutely beautiful, colourful book. And I read her, and you read her story at the end, don't you, Damien, and how she had cancer, and she went very deep within herself and went to all different types of things to bring this healing about. And unfortunately, she passed away just last year, didn't she, Damien? Age 90? She
was 90, just before her 91st birthday, and I was lucky enough to be in America for her 90th birthday.
Oh, how blessed.
It's almost like it came a full circle from her being the big stepping stone on my journey, and then I was lucky enough to be there for her birthday in San Diego. So it's phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And the legacy that she's left behind, like her diagnosis was pretty grim. Like, she had a massive tumour.
Yeah, they diagnosed her as being terminal.
Yeah, again.
And she begged and she pleaded. She actually told them that she didn't have enough money for the surgery, so if they could hold off until she could get the money, just so that she could actually implement everything she knew in order to be able to reverse the cancer in her body using all of the therapies that she has, including the affirmations and the positive thinking. So, that's how she bought the time, because at the time it was just, well, we go in, we cut it out, and then that's it, you're on your way.
That's right.
So very lucky.
Don't get to the actual cause of why that happened in your body.
Yeah.
So she would have done that work. How old was she then, Damien, when that happened to her? Do you know?
I believe she was 42 at the time.
Okay.
42 or 43, around that age.
Yeah. But quite an amazing journey and legacy that she's left, that you're continuing on here in Australia, teaching people her techniques, which saved her life.
Yeah.
You know? That's the bottom line.
Absolutely. And the interesting thing is, it doesn't matter how many times I run a workshop or I sit and work with private clients, every single time, that transformation, you can see it on somebody. You watch their face change, you see their posture change, they begin to become lighter, and the tension in their body disappears. They look younger, even in a one-day workshop, than when they walked in. So it happens that about by lunchtime, they're starting to get that glow, their face is starting to change. And the next day, people are saying to them, what have you done? You look younger. Have you lost weight? People can't put their finger on what it is that's happened for that person per se, but there's a change that's physically visible just after a short period of time by using the tools and the techniques and really working them at a deeper level.
And I mean, our emotions are actually like our negative emotions that we've carried around. That's, they'll sit in our auric field, but then once they actually, which is late getting into the body and manifest an illness, if we could just learn before that happens, how to deal with things in our life with easy, simple techniques.
Totally.
It's much better than getting sick. It's boring.
Nobody wants to get sick, but when they do, it's like, well, how do I fix this?
Yeah.
If we could fix the thinking before it becomes that physical manifestation, then we're already ahead of the game.
Exactly, that's right, because you can clear it from your auric field much quicker than you can once it gets into the body. But you can, as Louise did, you can heal that.
You can.
If it's in your chart to be healed, you can be, but often you have to do the work.
And absolutely right. You have to do the work. So many times I hear people say, "Oh, I've read the book." Okay, that's great. You've read the book, and a lot of people get a transformational experience just by reading the book.
Oh, I certainly did. I absolutely adored it, and still to this day use it and reference it. Like
absolutely.
Up and what's going on? I've got a sore thumb. Why is that? Looking it up. So. Yeah.
Well, and even each of the fingers represent their own aspect or their own mental and emotional trait. So it's just such a handy thing to do, to go straight to the book and go, okay, well, what is it that's going on for me here? Let me have a little look, and then I can decide or choose whether that's true for me or not. Yeah. Maybe it is 100% or maybe it's 50%, but you've still got the choice as to whether that's true for you, or you can look at it and go, okay, well, maybe that doesn't fit 100%, but what does that physical condition mean for me?
Yeah.
And what's it trying to tell me? If only we would listen to our body, it would tell us everything we need to know. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Michelle Newton, the Aussie Angel Lady, and we're here tonight with Damien Munro, if you've just joined, who's Australia's leading coach and trainer of Heal Your Life, Louise Hay's work. And thank you for being here, Damien. It's a real pleasure to have you here. Now, Damien.
Yes.
Discover 3 ways to transform your negative thinking. Can you give us those 3 ways?
Okay, I can. Now, I like things that are really simple.
Well, God, so do I.
if it's hard, who wants to do it? I'm not one for hard work and hard effort. If it's easy and I can do it then and there, then I'm all for it. So I've made sure that what I'm giving everyone tonight is so simple to implement that it almost seems too easy. And the great thing is, when it's simple, we'll do it. But on the flip side, sometimes we discount it and go, that's too easy. It couldn't be that easy. So please, whoever is, give us a little thumbs up if you like what we're talking about so far, if you like it easy, but you're going to implement what we tell you.
Yes.
So, number one.
Let us know if you're excited first.
Yes. Because we're excited to be here.
Please. Because we're all going to get excited so that we can actually get these amazing. My internet connection is unstable, and I don't know whether it's because it's so windy or it's this moon. But anyway, hang in there. Everybody's giving this lots of thumbs up.
Good.
Perhaps they don't know whether you like hearts, Damien. I think Damien likes hearts, everybody.
I love hearts. Yes, please give us hearts.
Send us the hearts and write in the word. Write in the comments, excited for us, please, because then we can give him this really good energy to to give us these three wonderful, golden, simple tips that we can implement tonight under this amazing moon.
So 3 tips to eliminate your negative thinking right now. Point number 1. So our number 1 tip is to become aware of your thoughts. Now, it sounds like it's an easy thing, but it's something that can take a little bit of practice. And this is where it comes into just having that awareness through the day. You know, Michelle, it's like what you were talking about before. If you hurt your thumb, what was I thinking a couple of seconds before I hurt my thumb, or a minute or so before I did that? Because normally that's relating to why we've done that injury.
Yes.
So we've got to have that awareness through the day and check in often with what's going on. So what am I thinking right now? Because our thoughts aren't creative. We know this. Science has proven it. What we think in our mind, what we say with our words, they go out from us, and it's almost like the universe is always listening, and it will bring us back everything that we say, everything that we think. So we've got to really pay attention to what are we thinking? What are my thoughts? Because if it's true that our thoughts become true for us, then do we want what we're thinking right now in this moment to be happening?
Yeah, true.
And, you know, they're like drops of water. They build over time. So, you know, you've got your time buffer. You don't have to worry about, okay, I just had that negative thought. That's going to destroy my day. No, it's a matter of they build over time. So if we drop water into a glass, we'll fill the glass. It'll become a puddle. The puddle will become a pond, then a pool, then a lake, then an ocean. And so we want to ask ourselves, am I floating in an ocean of positivity, or am I drowning in a sea of negativity?
Yes.
So what are my thoughts throughout the day? Become aware of them. And, you know, just check in. Are my thoughts building me up, or are they beating me up?
Yeah.
Now, when I first started, I had no idea what I was thinking, because my mind was racing. I was full of anxious thoughts, and they went by so quickly. And let us know, is this what happens to you as well when you're having those little anxiety moments where your mind is just rushing and your heart's racing? You know, it's a little bit tricky to slow our mind down enough. And we'll hear a lot of the times, you know, practice meditation or deep breathing or anything like that. For me, that didn't really work at that time because everything was going so fast. So all I could do was ask myself, how do I feel? Do I feel good, or do I feel bad? And I let my feelings be my guide to my thoughts. So it starts in our mind, but then it goes through our body.
Yeah.
So if I can just check in and say, well, am I feeling good?
Yeah.
Then I know my thoughts are positive. If I'm feeling bad, then I know my thoughts are negative.
Yeah.
And it's what I refer to as that shitty thinking.
Yeah.
We want to have thoughts that build us up rather than beat us up.
Yeah, exactly. And tuning in is so important. When I'm doing readings with people, you know, and they've got choices to make, I always say to them, how does this make you feel, this one? And how does that one make you feel?
Yes.
You know? Because your body's going to tell you. And, you know, it's your own barometer. And once you walk around in it all day, you might as well feel it and listen to it.
We're not just an old meat suit that's, you know, bouncing around from A to B, you know. Yeah. We have a consciousness that's behind us, and our feelings really do tell us what that consciousness is. So just checking in and going, how does that feel, like you do in a one-on-one reading?
Yeah, all the time I do it.
It's just, if you catch yourself thinking, I feel bad, rather than going, oh, well, I feel bad, something must be wrong. Oh, I feel bad, I must need to correct my thinking.
Yeah.
So we don't buy into that fear.
No.
So tip number 2 is to stop scaring yourself. You know, when you catch those thoughts, rather than going into well, something must be wrong because I'm feeling bad, don't buy into the fear. Stop scaring yourself and terrorizing yourself in your own mind. You know, so many times we beat ourselves up for the thoughts that we have. Yeah,
we do.
If we had a friend that talked to us the way we talk to ourselves in our own mind, we put them off our Christmas card list.
Yeah, they would be not on your, or not in your phone contacts.
They certainly would not. They They wouldn't be the first person you message for help.
That's
and if they are, you probably need to move them on.
Yes.
You know, a great saying is it's like going to the hardware store to get milk. You know, we're going to the wrong place to get that emotional support. Stop going to that place to get that emotional support if it's not there for us. So we've really got to stop scaring ourselves. It's counterproductive. But one of the best ways to get ourselves out of that, you know, I know when I was stuck in that constant roller coaster of up and down, up and down, up and down, I didn't know how to get out of it. And then I discovered one day that if I just acknowledged the thoughts that I had or the feelings that I had, they disappeared.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like that toddler. So the mind, the more we try to stop feeling a certain way, the more we start feeling that way. Yeah. It's a little bit like if I say, don't think of a pink elephant or a purple elephant.
And immediately think of a pink elephant.
Absolutely, right?
Yes. You can see it.
Polka dots or whatever. It's like right in that front of your mind.
Yeah, it's there.
Acknowledge the thoughts. Say something like, it's okay to have these feelings. It's okay. Or, you know, it's okay for me to feel this way. It's okay for me to think these thoughts. It's okay. I'm going to be okay. This is not, it's normal for me to feel this way.
Yeah.
And what that does is it just tells the ego mind, oh, it's okay. I don't have to be anxious or worried. So we give so much importance to a little word like stress these days.
Yeah.
And we buy into it. Stress is just simply a feeling of fear or a feeling of worry about the future, of what we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
If we go back to that point I was talking about, of become aware of your own thoughts, if our thoughts really do become true for us and we buy into that thought and then we keep thinking more of it, then eventually it's like what we were talking about with the manifesting of the physical illness. Whatever it is going to show up in our lives by law of attraction.
Yeah.
So a lot of us feel like we've got to get this law of attraction stuff working, but we've actually got it working.
The wrong way around.
Yeah, we're on the wrong side of the coin, so we just got to flip it.
Yeah, so that's true.
We're great at manifesting, but what are we manifesting?
Yeah, and why are we manifesting?
Why are we manifesting it? And it's generally that shitty thinking that we've got going on. So become aware of your thoughts and stop scaring yourself.
Yeah, brilliant.
Tip number 3 is to gently change the thought to a positive one.
Yep.
So when we become aware of those thoughts or when we become aware of those feelings, you know, a lot of us beat ourselves up and we'll go, oh, I'm so stupid for thinking that. And then we're just on it. We're still thinking a negative thought. We've just changed the path of it and we're going down another path of negative thinking. So instead of beating ourselves up, if we said to ourselves, thank you for sharing, like acknowledge yourself, thank you for, you know what? Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to think this way instead. I want to think about yellow roses, or I want to think about what went really well for me today. Because no matter how bad our day was, there's always something that has gone well.
Exactly.
It happened the way we wanted it, but it went well. There was something that worked for us and that it wasn't against us.
Damien, I had an autistic child, as you probably know.
Yes.
And some days, honestly, to God, we got down to you're doing fabulous breathing.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he'd broken everything in the house. He'd, you know, escaped and he'd nearly got run over, or he'd, you know, some days were just really big. And some days it was, the focus for me was, you have done the most fabulous breathing today.
Yeah.
Because I could not find one other thing.
Yeah.
Apart from I loved him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's an honest story. You know, it was very, very difficult some days. But I always made sure that I did focus on the positive, and if it was the only thing I could get was good breathing, we were going with it.
You're off somewhere, you know, and that's like what you say. Sometimes you've got to hit the absolute bottom before you find the way out. Yeah. And unfortunately, for a lot of us, we've hit bottom. Yeah. And unfortunately on one hand, but it's exciting on another.
Yeah.
because from that point, there's only one other way to go.
That's right. And that's
up. So if we can even just hang on to that thought, you know, oh my God, I'm still breathing. Oh, thank God. Or you're doing a fabulous job of breathing today.
Yes.
It's
excellent breathing.
It's moving you out of that space as well, because you're finding something to focus on for him.
Yes.
So it's not always easy, but it is worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy. But,
no.
you know, we worked a miracle.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And, you know, the results that you have now with him are just phenomenal. He's gone on to be such an amazing young man.
Such a successful man. And just inspirational and truly truly a blessing to the world. And, you know, and my teacher often, the way he thinks is so different to us.
Yes.
And he has a very beautiful way of looking at the world and the world around him, you know, very, very beautiful. So, yeah, we give thanks every day, even if it's, you know, for, you know, good breathing. But it's true. And we've both been in that place, Damien.
Absolutely.
And most people have, but, you know, it's whether you can get yourself out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to look to do a program or look to read a book or look to anything, do something.
Asking for that help in any way that it shows up, whether that be in a one-day workshop, whether that be in a reading, whether that be in a book falling off a shelf, whether that be a friend just making a suggestion. And you think, oh, that's interesting. I've never thought of it like that before. You know, and that's what I really love about having the negative thought elimination workshops, doing the 2-day shitty thinking workshops, the mentoring, the one-on-one programs. At the end of the day, it's seeing that transformation happen in that person and how much their life can change just by changing their thinking and their belief about themselves and what they believe they deserve.
Yeah.
Boy,
it's huge.
It's life-changing for you and for them.
Yeah.
You know, I know that when you do readings for people as well, seeing them change inspires you to do more. Yeah,
it does. And you know, and honestly, when you do readings, you think, oh, my goodness, you know, this is just so big what you've got, you know, this plate. And everyone's plate is so different. You think, oh, my goodness, I think I've heard it all. And then the next day, oh, my God, I think I've heard it all. I think, you know, you can't imagine how much people have got on their plates. But one of the other things that I was always really focused on, Damien, and was a thought that I used to repeatedly have that scared me, number two, your number 2 point was, how will he cope in the future? What if I'm not here? What's going to happen? I always used to think, get back here, Michelle. Today we're just doing good breathing. Tomorrow we'll do something amazing.
Yeah.
He might sit down and play something on his xylophone. You think, oh, my God, how did you do that? No, because it turned out he actually could read music and play music by ear and speak French better than he could speak English.
Isn't that phenomenal?
Yeah, so not getting ahead of yourself, but just being here and being that observer and trying not to scare yourself. And that was one of the very big things that I really worked on, was not getting ahead of myself. Just really doing today, because sometimes that's if you do today and then you do tomorrow and then you've done a week, then you've done a month and you know, oh, my goodness, we're going to primary school. Oh, my goodness, we're going to high school. Oh, my God, we're going to university.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
One thing just builds on the other and builds on the other. And I really believe that we're never given anything more than we can handle.
Yeah, I've heard that before, Damien. Sometimes I actually thought, oh, my God, I'm not sure whether I'm up to this.
Oh, don't worry. I think we've all been there, and I think we'd be lying if we said that we hadn't. I mean, none of us are invincible. Do
you know what I say, Damien?
What's that?
I think I might have been a little bit tipsy when I signed my contract up there before I came home. And that's why I don't drink down here.
I didn't see that fine print when I was.
Oh, I think I was tipsy. I think, oh my God, I was high on the nectar of heaven. I'd had a few too many, and I ticked. And I'll just do all of that.
I'll do that.
Everybody.
I think what happens is is when we're up there, we think, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I know I can handle that, but that's from that higher perspective. And you get down here and you think, holy moly.
Oh my God.
How am I going to deal with this?
Yeah. Exactly, Damien. Well, they are really 3 fantastic tips for everybody. Number 1, become aware of your thoughts and what are you thinking. So actually being the observer of the thoughts, really. Stop scaring yourself, number 2, and don't buy into the fear. It's okay to have these feelings because they're just feelings.
That's exactly it. It's only a thought or only a feeling.
Yeah, it's whether you're going to give energy to that thought. You know, you're going to get ahead of yourself and scared out of your wits, or whether you actually acknowledge, okay, this is what's going on for me today, but I've had that thought, I'm going to just flip that now. I'm going to flip it on its ear and do this. And number 3 is gently change your thought to a positive one, which is the flipping of it, really. Yeah. So they are 3 amazing tips. And I hope that you're really, really enjoying this fabulous content with Damien, because I sure am. I am. A little bit tricky all the same because I can't see one single comment on the screen and I can't even see Damien. So thank God I've got the phone and I can't see.
That's okay.
We're just winging it. But even if you're catching the replay, thank you for being here, and I know that you're going to enjoy it. Okay, so Damien, the really good news is, love.
Yes.
Is that you're coming to AOK Healing Centre this weekend.
I am. I'm going to be there on Saturday, and I always love coming down to up to Shepparton. I keep saying down. I love coming up to Shepparton because I'm originally from Echuca.
Yes.
So I grew up there, and I also lived in Shepparton for a while. So, and believe it or not, Shepparton was the point in my life where I was the most anxious. So it's almost like every time I get back there, I'm doing a little bit more of a deeper healing for everyone that comes. And it's always phenomenal when I get to AOK. Yeah. And the transformation that I see there, I don't know whether it's that because you've had the centre placed in exactly the right place, because I know what you're like.
We have. All things played out.
I don't know whether it's that or whether that it's just the perfect group is always brought together, and the healing that people receive on an emotional level is just phenomenal, and their lives change the moment they walk out that door. Yeah. And I'm so excited to get there on Saturday. The car is already packed, actually. Oh, wow. I've already packed. So I'm that excited. I'm itching to get out the door. So if anyone's still on the edge and not sure whether to come, all I can say is, what everyone else has said when I've been there, just do it.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're watching this now, take it as a sign from the universe, if that's what you're waiting for, that this is your moment to, go to the event on AOK and then just register. That's all I can say about it. We're going to go through this, but there's stuff that we've been talking about, but this is just scratching the surface.
Oh yeah, this is just
so much more to go,
Yeah, tiny piece of it. But, it's a beautiful caring year this year, 2018. It's
absolutely.
So it's very caring, and it's very beautiful energy for us to do this lovely work for ourselves too, to make our life difference. As I said, well, how's that working for you? And they go, it's awful. Well,
it's not.
Let's do something about that. Let's do something. Like, just do one thing, do something. But, people who have knowledge are the ones you want to go to, that have training, that you've spent time with this phenomenal woman, Louise Hay, who is one of the most phenomenal women that I think the world has ever seen. In our time, anyway.
I could not agree more.
And, people will say, well, who's Louise Hay? Well, I think, well, God, really? But they know who Oprah is, and I know Oprah's a wonderful woman too, but God, what Louise Hay has done is just amazing, her work. And, she's helped me, she's helped you, she's helped so many people in the world, and goodness knows how many. And there's so many more that you can help with her work, because it actually worked for her.
Yeah.
And, this is what we want to go to is, things that are proven to actually assist you. And, at the end of the day, we are emotional beings.
We are.
You know, and I'm a very passionate person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I think everybody's fantastic when they're not, unfortunately.
I think everyone is fantastic. It's just
I do too, but
they don't behave in the way that is so fantastic at times.
Right.
And that's just because they're a little bit off centre of where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, so my radar is not that great. I think everyone's gorgeous. But that's why you get a team around you, people.
Absolutely.
Who, excuse me, Michelle, really? But, it's not a bad way to be, is it? No,
really. It's actually nice to wear some rose-coloured glasses and then that's why we have the support network around us, so that they are able to say, have you considered this? And we can say, actually, no, but thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you for that. That's right. So, Damien, your workshop is this Saturday at the AOK Healing Centre at Emerald Bank, Kyala.
Yes.
What time do you start?
So it's 8:30 registration. For a 9 o'clock start. So we've just got a little bit of paperwork to fill in before we get started.
Yes.
And then we will be getting started at 9 o'clock sharp.
Yep.
And first off through the ranks, we go through all of the points of philosophy. We start looking at the ways that we make ourselves feel guilty throughout the day. We check in on the positive aspects of what our day is like, so that we can begin to start changing what that thought pattern is. So it's only, like I said, in point number 1, become aware. It's through that awareness that we're able to then begin to change the patterns. And if we don't look, we don't know what we're changing.
That's right. Exactly right. And you're there to assist and support and guide people as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
it's through that process, which is what you really want, is someone with experience.
Yeah.
Work.
And look, I've got to be honest, I've been doing it since 2013 now, and I've worked with at least over 1,000 people running this program. Yeah. So there's not anything that I haven't heard now, or not anything that I haven't dealt with. Yeah. And the great thing is, because I've already dealt with it with somebody else, I can help already.
Yes,
and
that's right.
Move you through that process, rather than being stuck and just talking about it. There's only so long we can talk. It's like exercise, there's only so long we can talk about the change. There comes a point in life where we've got to do the change, or be the change in our own lives that we want to see in the world. And that then reflects out to everyone else. It's that ripple effect. You coming along to the workshop on Saturday will have a ripple effect on everyone in your immediate environment that then spreads out to everyone else. So they say that one life affected actually changes the lives of 100 other people through that ripple effect. Because amazing. I go home, and then let's say I live with a family of 4. Those 4 people then notice a difference. Something different happens, and it might only be slight, that it affects the next lot of people out, and then the next lot of people out, and then the next lot of people out. So the truth of healing the planet and creating a peaceful world for us to live in just begins with working on ourselves.
Yeah.
And it just flows out from there.
So, Damien, how do people register for your workshop? Now, you've got a few spaces left. It's not a lot. You have already got quite a few bookings.
We have. We've only got about 3 or 4 spaces left now for Saturday. So to jump on board with that is to go to damienmunro.com /NTEMC.
I'm going to see if I can write this in. Sorry, now start again. What was it, Damien?
damienmunro.com
.com
/
hang on a minute. .com / yes.
NTEMC.
ENC. Yep.
So Negative Thought Elimination Masterclass.
Yep.
Abbreviated. SHEP, as SHEP.
SHEP. So is it NTENCSHEP?
NTEM. M for Munro, as in masterclass. Yeah, M for Michelle. So NTEMC SHEP.
Right, and I've just put that into the comments now, God willing, as my Irish friends would say. So that you probably it's brought up a link. So that's
perfect.
Really cool. Okay, so you can go on to that, guys. I would act now if seriously, this is amazing, because what I'm doing is bringing people to Shepparton so that you actually don't have to get in your car and drive 2.5 hours and find a car parking space or stay overnight somewhere, which is going to cost you even more money. And you can just come out to Kyalla. I mean,
exactly. It doesn't get any simpler than that. And, when I was in Echuca and in Shepparton, I wish that there was somebody there that had access to these programs.
Oh, me too. I always had to drive to Melbourne, always.
How often did you have to bump around on your own thinking, am I doing this right? This is not working. I'm not sure. It just eliminates all of that self-doubt that you've got about whether you're even doing it right. And it accelerates you on your pathway. Whenever you get with a teacher, whether it's somebody that's doing the Heal Your Life work or doing something like the angel work, it catapults you forward light years almost, because they can see where you're making the mistakes and adjust and help you correct.
Yes.
So when you get out there on your own and you leave and you get home, you can then do it yourself. You've got the confidence, you've got the knowledge, you've got the ability to do it. And I don't believe in doing the work for anyone. I believe in
they've got to do it for themselves.
To do it. So then that way they have the freedom, they have the power in their own life to be able to do the things they want to do and become the happiest person that they know. And it's only $97.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's a whole day.
It's a whole day. For an hour just on your own with me, it's $180. So you're getting a whole day, a whole 8 hours. And we are going to go through some really powerful and transformative exercises. I guarantee that even by mid-morning, you'll have an awareness about yourself you've never had before.
Yeah. And this is what I'm saying about the opportunity to come to Kyalla, which is so easy for country people. Number two, will stop a lot of country people going to the city, the scaring yourself, because they don't drive in Melbourne. They don't know where they're going. That can block country people from getting what they need. So I'm bringing that here to you, so you don't even have to do that.
Yeah. And I hear that one all the time, Michelle. Oh, I'm too scared to drive in the city.
Oh, I was like it, Damien.
Yeah.
Truly, I was. I was the same. And it's a very real thing for country women.
I remember the first time I drove in Melbourne, I sat there with a bottle of emergency essence and Bach flower rescue remedy on my lap. I may as well have just been drinking it out of the bottle. I was petrified. So I know that fear myself.
Yeah.
It's funny now when I think back to that, but I was totally scaring myself. So we don't need to live with that fear.
No, that's right.
Especially when we're finding a way to make it accessible.
Absolutely. And that's what I want to do at AOK, is to bring so many different things to people so they don't actually have to go to the city.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with going to the city. I love going to the city now, but back in the day, my God, was I scared. I was clinging to that steering wheel. My God, sore thumb. It might be from that, Damien.
You white-knuckled it the whole way.
I did. Oh, my God, in my little tiny car. But, it's true. Yeah, all these things, all three of these can, you can get to a block with them, but it's this amazing opportunity to come and see Damien this weekend. So I highly recommend the workshop to people. And you can click that link in the comments there, everybody. There is an event set up on the AOK Healing Centre page with a link there as well to go through. Now, Damien, if someone is absolutely going to get stopped at number 2 because they don't do technology, can they contact you and pay you on the day?
Yes, they can.
Because you know what?
Pay us on the day. Not a problem.
Let us know. You can ring me at the centre tomorrow and let me know if you want to come, if you can't do the tech stuff, because we had it with a seminar last weekend and people were balking at the technology because they're getting number 2 and scaring themselves silly. And they just don't know what to do.
Don't let that get in your way. Just
let it get in your way.
Send us a direct message either to my Facebook, to Michelle's Facebook page.
Or ring me tomorrow at the centre.
Ring the shop. It's in the events page. The number is there. or even if that's still too scary for you, call into the shop and just say, look, girls, I want to come on Saturday.
Yep.
Can you save me a spot? They'll let me know that that's got your name on it. We'll pop you on the list.
Excellent.
And then you can just either do cash or card on the day. I've got facilities to take care of it.
There you go.
Don't be scared that there's not an option for you and that you can't come because you don't know how you're going to, take care of those funds or take care of saying that you want to be in that place.
Yeah, well, we had the same thing happen last week, and the technology was putting people off. And then we just said, let us know at the centre, and then we had 6 bookings, bang.
Yeah.
Because that is definitely something that's happening, but that's okay. It's all right. We can deal with that, and it's just always there's a solution to every problem as well.
Absolutely, and we can, as Wayne says,
yes,
there's a hard way and there's an easy way.
Yes,
and oftentimes we make things harder in our own mind than what it really is. So
exactly, don't
try and keep pushing yourself down a route that you know or that you feel is not really going to work for you.
Yep.
Simply just give us a call, get in contact and make it the easy way, and we'll take care of it for you. We will make it easier. Exactly.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Damien, for your time. It's been an absolute honour to have you here on the Angel Hour. And thank you, everybody, for coming on. And I'm really struggling to see any comments or anything tonight. So if you have questions, please feel free to and I've got some comments now. Isn't that wonderful? Got some people from the UK. Everyone's saying it was very, very helpful. Yes, we've got people there that were excited. Lots of hugs coming your way. So that's really nice, Damien.
Yes, I can see those.
That's really lovely.
We've also got another one down the bottom. The country areas need this. I hope many snap it up.
Yes.
That's so true. So true. We do need this more in the country areas. And that's why I love bringing it to the country areas as well. Having been experiencing it myself.
Yeah.
It's what I thrive on. I love doing it. So
we really appreciate you, Damien. And thank you very, very much for being here tonight. And
pleasure.
The bottom line is Damien is the happiness expert. So if you want to be happy, get out to AOK on Saturday, people.
Stay beautiful, and remember, we love you.
Absolutely, we do. You're amazing, everybody. Thank you, and good night, everybody. I don't really know how I'll actually have to go here to turn it off. So thank you, Damien.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank
Stay
you, darling.
beautiful, and I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay, bye.